regarding primary settings in Revit software. At the end of our last session, we got to view control bar. We said that through its settings, we can control and manage the current view and not the other views that we have. Now let's see what settings we have here. For example, first one is scale. Remember, the scale here only controls the annotative items, not geometrical ones. For further elaboration, if I go ahead and draw something here, and then if I go ahead and change up the scale here, nothing would change in the dimensions of our form or our object. I mean, the modifications here would only apply on the graphics. So this was a very important point regarding changing the scale in Revit software. All right, moving on to our next item, which is detail level. Through this item, we can go ahead and check the objects that we have in our viewport in more details. We have different modes here. The simplest one would be coarse. All right, let me give you some visual aid. I'm going to go ahead and draw a duct here. Okay. The error here is because the graphics here is deactivated. So first I need to go here and activate duct. Oh, and you can find this window in properties window and then visibility and graphics. And then in here you can control the visibility of the categories that we have. All right, so we said that coarse is the simplest mode. You can call it linear as well. Then we have medium. Through this mode, you can have 3D view of some objects, not all of them. And the last mode is fine, which has the highest quality between all of these modes. So again, in coarse, everything would be linear. In medium, for example, docs would be displayed 3D. And in fine, everything would be displayed in 3D. So in your own projects, based on what you need or based on your taste, you can go ahead and choose in between these detail levels. All right. After that, we have another item, visual style. Through this, you can control the style of your object display. Again, we have the linear option or wireframe. For example, we won't be seeing any surfaces here. Everything would be displayed in lines. Then the next option is hidden lines, which give us the view on the objects that are only facing us. After that, we have shaded, which give us some highlights. Then we have constant color, which displays all the objects with only one color. Then through texture, we can display the textures if we have specified any. And through the last option, which is realistic, we can display the objects with their own particular materials. For example, here we can see the steel material that we have. All right, so I'm going to go back to shaded. All right. Next item down here is quite useful and by default is deactivated. It'll be activated when you select an object or multiple ones. For example, I'm going to select this pipe and then in this list I can see some options are activated. First one is hide elements, but obviously you can use this to hide the selected elements. Then we have reset. You can use this to turn everything back. Then we have isolate elements. This item would in fact hide everything except for the selected item. Now this item is most useful for when you want to work on some particular parts in your project and the rest of the project is somehow in your way. You can work on this specific part in isolation and then turn everything back or unhide everything using reset. Then we have hide category. Through this you can hide a specific category, for example, all the pipes or all the fittings here. And then again, reset to unhide everything. And then using isolate category, you can hide everything except for the specified category. And yeah, I guess this is enough. These were all the, you can say somehow necessary things that we have in view control bar. Just remember, we have so many other items. And if you want to learn about all of them, you need to go ahead and watch the Revit architectural tutorial.